What's going on, guys? Welcome to a different video today. So I'm going to be discussing some changes, some additions the EA can make to the My Player Career mode to make it that bit much more enjoyable to play. I used to always get questions at the back end of FIFA 18 like, DJ, how do you make the My Player Career mode, enjoyable still to play? How are you continuing to have fun with it and all of that stuff? So today, I thought with the way the game has been this year, and I'm not going to sit here for, a period of time and slate it or anything or talk about anything like that. The way the game's been, I can understand completely why people will get to that point. So these are 5 very small, very minute changes that will not take a lot for EA to really do that will make it that much more enjoyable for the user to play the My Player Career mode. So these are just 5. There's probably hundreds of more that you can think of. The only reason I'm doing this very short video is in the hope that maybe somebody from EA will see this, maybe slightly add these potentially. And like I said, the very, very small changes. They're not massive different changes to the way the game's going to play or anything like that. That very much just mostly admin with a couple of added bits. So we're going to start off very, very small in the grand scheme of them all, and that is in the Edit Pro section. As you guys know, in terms of your Pro, you are really limited to how you can actually sort this out. As you can see here, you can change all this before you come into the career mode. You can change your nationality, the team you play for, your name, and all that stuff. You cannot change your birth year, birth month, or birthday after you have entered it, although they look like they're highlighted there, so they have to stick. The only things you can change is your commentary name, your kit name, and your kit number. They are the only things that you can change in this section. Following that, you've got your appearance. Now, there is quite a bit you can change in this section, so this isn't too bad. However, there is one massive thing missing from this, and let me talk about what that actually is. So, right here, you can see there is hair, eyes, complexion, brows, ears, nose, cheeks, mouth, jaw, and chin, right? Now, I haven't played this year's journey, so I don't know what the storyline is or anything like that. I don't know what they've added to this year's because I didn't even want to waste my time with it, all right? But there is one massive thing missing from this, which is what I would consider to be a simple thing, and that is tattoos. They have been talked about for the majority of time. Like, think logically, how many footballers have tattoos in the world of football? The fact that you actually can't add tattoos to your My Player is a little bit ridiculous, unless there's going to be some way that you can do it in the future. I mean, you can see, you can change stuff around. You can add, different things. Complexion, brows. You've got brow shape, brow placement, ears, nose, cheeks. You can even, I think, add freckles. No, you can't even add freckles. What? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Turns out I might not be. So yeah, the fact that you can't add tattoos to your My Player, I think, is a little bit ridiculous. There is a lot of players in World Football that have it, and you don't even have to have like a wide variety, just basic tattoos that you can slap on a player career, like very, very basic things like mom, dad, like a star, I don't know, anything like that. Literally anything that would make it so you could actually have a little bit of variety. Because right now, yeah, I can change the guy. Like if we change him around slightly, I'll do it off camera very quick. So I've changed my guy slightly. I can change how he looks, but the fact you can't add tattoos, I think, is a little bit ridiculous. Like I said, it doesn't even need to be a massive thing. You don't have to create one. All you got to do is add a few tattoos that we can put on a player that's very basic, generic, and then it would give even more variety, because if you think about it, right? Let me show you this one. Go to signature finishing move for very, very quickly, and we will have a look at a celebration here. But let's face it, if there was a tattoo in the game, it would make much more sense. Okay, so it's baby, this one right here that's about to come up, not this one right here. The next one. Watch what happens. Your guy will kiss the wrist. If you had a tattoo on your wrist, it would make so much more sense as to why your character is kissing their wrist. Look, watch. Here we go. Bang. Kisses the wrist, jumps up in the air, celebrates. Would make much more sense if your guy had a tattoo, honestly. I mean, it's just a small addition, EA. It's not that hard. Okay, now we move on to a couple of slightly more difficult ones. They're going to get progressively harder, I'd say, in terms of how difficult it would be to implement to a game. However, I have no experience in coding or making a game, so I couldn't even tell you how difficult this would be. But we'll go into the My Career section, and this is one thing that's really annoyed me ever since I started playing My Player Career mode, and that is you cannot see how your international stats are currently. I've got to tell you this right now, it's infuriating. The amount of times I had to sit back and look through videos to work out how many goals I've scored for my country is a bit ridiculous. Like, look at this, right? We've got player. You've got overall, if you skip through with your RB and left B buttons, you can see for each season that you've played with the team. You can see your appearances down there and everything like that. You can see everything else. You can't see your international ones. They are just added to your overall amount in terms of what you've done that season. You should be able to differentiate between the two of them. You should be able to differentiate from your side to your international side. That should be something that you should be able to do. You should be able to see how many goals you've got for a specific country, whatever country you guys play for. You shouldn't have to work it out yourselves, you know? That should be something that they're doing. Again, that's admin. If you can see how many goals you score for your club, in my opinion, there should be a section for your country. You should be able to differentiate, press a button that takes you away from your club to your country, even if it takes that, and allow you to see how many goals, how many appearances, what you've done for that particular country. You know, it makes no sense how you can't actually do that when it'll just get added to this one anyway right here. So if I was to play for Nuremberg right now, I don't know why I picked them, by the way, score a goal, it would come up with 1 appearance and it'd be 1 goal. If I was then to go and play for England or whatever country I'd chosen and then score a goal as well, it wouldn't give me just the England stats. It would give me that particular season and they would come under the Nuremberg's, you know, season. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's not that difficult. It would be great to implement it. It would save me a lot of time having a look back through. And it would also be quite cool for you guys at home who are there playing to be able to see how many goals, how many appearances you're making for your country alongside your club as well. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. Thirdly, sticking with this screen right here, I'm going to talk about the next one, which will be a little bit more tougher, I think. But again, in terms of player sort of interaction, it would be nice to have, and that is records. I refer to records of specific things, such as if you're at a club and you have record section of that club, you can see who's got what, how many goals, what's the highest goal scorer, who's their highest appearance maker, all of that kind of thing. How cool would it be when you go into a game to set yourself out the ambition of actually breaking a record? So if we come to the overall section, this is of course our current one. If you could click record to show you a record of what Nuremberg side is looking like, what's their top goal scorer, how many appearances, even your country as well, it will give everybody at home who has that ambition. Let's say you're a left back. I don't know, you might play my player at left back, right? And you want to become your highest appearance maker for your country. Such as you're playing, I don't know, let's say Ireland, Northern Ireland, right? You're playing for Northern Ireland. Your highest appearance maker is so-and-so who've made... Again, I'm not sure how many appearances the highest Northern Irish players made, but let's say for the sake of it, 120 appearances, right? Immediately you're set out and going, I want to break that. Your ambition is to break that 120 appearance marker. The only way you're going to know that is by records. Unless you search it up before you go into your career mode and actually have it there on your computer, you're not going to know what the highest, international appearance maker is. So it would be really cool to be able to do it on the game. Just have to press a button and go, there it is. So he's the highest appearance maker. I'm going to have to break it. I understand there might be complications here because obviously if that player is still currently playing, they're going to go on to make probably more appearances continuing forward. But just the idea of having it there is for me something else to work towards, keep people wanting to play. And it just adds a little bit to it, you know, having those records there, being able to see if you're breaking them, see how close you are to breaking them and all of that kind of thing. It would be great to see. It really would. Now, obviously, I know at this point, a lot of you sat there going, yeah, but DJ, they don't care about career mode. Fair enough. But like I said, these aren't massive, drastic changes. And if their selling point for career mode last year was that they got Champions League licensing, this is tapped compared to that in terms of how much it would have taken. All right, number 4, we're going to move out of this screen and go to another one, and that is the ability to play a game. This is something I think would be quite difficult. It's something that a lot of people have been speaking about. It's something that was suggested in my comment section quite a lot for the My Player Career Mode, and that is being able to start a game on a bench. Because, as you guys know, in the world of football, you would not be able to walk into a team at the young age of 21, 16, however old you are, and just walk instantly into the team or not play at all. It just doesn't work like that. Some games you'll start on the bench. There are some occasions where you might have to come off the bench and make a difference. The fact you can't do that is outrageous, okay? I understand that it'd be quite difficult, but I'm pretty sure Pez had it. I'm pretty sure the Journey's got it. You know, there's games where I understand that that's already generated. You know, that's the game they're playing. Of course, I'll start you on the bench, but you know, it's just ridiculous. Kind of how we are 4 years pretty much down the line of a My Player since I've been playing, and it's still not a thing. You know, that is, well, I don't want to be too harsh, but it is a little bit stupid, to be fair. So as you can see, I can only play this match. Or if I wasn't to be picked, I'd only sim this match. They are the only 2 options I would have to my disposal. We can request a sub when we're in game and get ourselves substituted and then watch the match from the remainder. But if you can do that, then why can't we start the game on the bench and watch the match and then rely if the coach brings us on, you know? Again, it's just something that has to come in. If you want to, I know this is probably the case, but if you want to keep players engaged and you know, having fun in this mode, then you kind of have to add something like that into the game. Because for realism, you wouldn't be starting every game at that age. You would have to start on the bench and such. So we'll see. I mean, it might come in next year. I don't know. They've said they've got plans for career mode. We'll see if that's the case. Okay, so now the fifth and final one we're going to talk about is this one right here. And that is contract negotiations. It is in career mode. We can do it right now. There might be a cutscene that you guys have seen before. If not, I will add a little bit to it right here. So yeah, so this clip is actually taken from my career mode series up on YouTube. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below. And essentially all it is that if you haven't ever seen this, which you should have done if you have played career mode, if you don't play it as a team though, and you only play my player, you won't know this. So essentially you sit down with a player you want to sign, you go through a whole contract process of selecting a role, wages, release clause, and all that kind of thing, and then you agree on it with them and their agent and then sign the deal. So could be similar. You just change it around so that you were the player sat there and not the manager, and then obviously going through it as the player itself. So, like I said, thought I'd just throw this in here. Now, if we flip that on its side, this time you're the player, not the manager, and therefore, again, for the sake of sort of realism, I think you should be able to negotiate contracts with teams. For example, right here, we're on £11,000 a week at Nuremberg. We've not played a single game. Transfer offer in. Huddersfield are coming in, right? They're giving us 25 grand a week. Now, that is all I get. That screen right there is legit all I get, okay? So I either have to accept that 25k a week or reject that 25k a week, or I can stall it. But when stalling it, all I can do then after that is accept or reject again. I think you should be able to actually have a cinematic where your player will sit down with a game-generated agent and a game-generated manager like it is in career mode, because that is how it pans out, and should be able to negotiate a contract. It might be you want a bit more money. It might be that you want some clauses such as, you know, you might want a minimum fee release clause in your contract that a club can come over and actually activate. You might want a clause that says to give you the captaincy. That could be one of the ones you're offering. You might want a clause that basically says they must play you in your position, nothing else. You know, such as I've had games before where I'm starting a striker and they're being instructed to play right wing or right midfield. So you might have a clause in your contract that says I want to play up front. Just something that we can actually have something of actually feeling like the player. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the minute, it just feels like you're doing all this and then you're kind of just being given money. You know, I can't really do anything with this screen, can I? I can either accept it, reject it, that's it. And also, if you think about it, it depends on how you're playing. If you're having a stormer at, let's say I go to Huddersfield and score 20 goals in 38 games in the Premier League, Real Madrid then come in for me and go, right, we want to give you this much money. Realistically, right, if you're on 25k a week, and Real Madrid come calling, and if you're 81 rated or whatever, they're not going to be giving you 300 grand a week. You know what I'm saying? That just wouldn't be happening. So, again, should be based on performance is sort of how you're doing. It shouldn't be based on overall. I know that's difficult to do, but it should also be based on performance, because at a certain level, it just gets to the point where the same teams are always making a transfer, and you can't do anything about the contract. You have to either accept or reject. No other way. You can't negotiate. You can't ask more money. You can't add a clause. You can't do anything like that. Literally just this screen here. So again, adding that gives us a bit more of a sense of feeling like the player, and therefore it would actually help in the long run. And you've already got it in the game in the career mode section. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a massive thing. It could be 2 generated managers plus what your player looks like after you've created them. See what I'm saying? So yeah, it just would make it a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and I'll show you what happens. Obviously, we accept the offer, sign our across the dotted line with the same signature every single time. And there we go. Donzo. So, yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? Straight out of one team into another. There we go. Now, I just want to make this very clear before we end off here, and that is that I wasn't going with the intention of slating this game mode, as I do love to play it, as you guys know on the channel. It's just 5 very small additions that would actually help it out, and I'm not, like, talking about anything major. I'm literally just saying, you know, I suppose the 2 most difficult ones to do would be the starting the game on the bench and the ability to actually negotiate a contract. They're 2 of the bigger ones. But the other 3 are very much just admin changes, you know, adding tattoos, adding the records, adding the ability to see your international, you know, reports and stats and such. So, like I said, hopefully maybe one day somebody from EA will see this video, and maybe for next year's my player career mode, they'll take it into account and go, it's a good idea that, we should add it. And then, you know, I might be sat here next year and going, hey, I thought of that. But then again, I could be wrong. They maybe already have this in the works. If you do, fantastic. That's what we want to, that's at least what I want to see from it. So hopefully you guys agree with that. If you've got any more suggestions for kind of small time things, obviously there is a lot that you could suggest that would be big additions to the game, and that might come in a different video. But for the most part, I wanted to keep this kind of small in terms of how difficult it would be or how massive the changes would be. But I feel like everything that I added in today's video actually would be small enough, but still would be make major changes to the feel of the game, especially for me personally. I love breaking records, and it would be so great to stay at a team. Let's say, I don't know, we start off at Blackpool, work our way all the way up to the Premier League and help them up there, and in time come their top scorer. I'm into that sort of kind of thing. So hopefully this video helps. Hopefully you guys got some more suggestions to leave down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you all for another video very soon, because I don't know when this one is going out, guys, so I'm not even going to try and predict when the next one will be out. So yeah, until next time, if you're new around here and like what you see, subscribe button is down below, click the notification bell to follow me on the channel for more, and I'll catch you again soon. Adios.